So while we're waiting to get started, you can just start to settle in and get comfortable and just take some deep breaths. I'm all about the power of the breath and this idea that the breath is available to you wherever you go. So it's the perfect thing to do while you're waiting for yoga to start, or waiting for surgery to start, or waiting for a patient or your Zoom meeting to start. Just disconnect for a second from the waiting and connect with your breathing. Something we are doing nonstop all day, and yet most of the time we don't even notice that that's what we're doing. So use this moment of waiting to breathe. Use the breath to start to nourish yourself and heal and grow. So I'll just introduce myself. There are some names that are new today. So welcome if this is new experience for you. My name's Jessie Mahoney, and I am a pediatrician by training. I'm also a certified yoga instructor through the Yoga Alliance, and I am also a mindful life coach. And I like to teach yoga in a way that really is nourishing and healing and helps you focus your mind and your mindset, making space, and then using that space purposefully with intention. So you'll notice as we move through today that I give you some guiding cues along those lines. This is part of the Mindful Healthcare Collective, and we always like to say that you are participating at your own risk. We're not offering any medical advice, and if you have any medical problems, accommodate as works for you. Make adjustments. On the Zoom yoga, I can't really see what you're doing, so you want to just accommodate. If something hurts, don't do it, and go at your own pace. Yoga is a practice, and there's nothing about it that requires perfection. So take your time and do what works for you. I like to think of the practice as a time to just nourish and heal yourself and make space for all the things that you would like to create in your life. So I think, looks like still a few people are joining. And we are trying to do some kind of movement practice each week as part of the Mindful Healthcare Collective. We may have a few weekends that we skip. If you ever can't make the Saturday morning time, I teach a very similar class on Sunday afternoons. I'm on California time, so it's 4:30 California time, which is 7:30 Eastern time. I do it through my local studio, but it's a way to help a small business stay alive, and they have donation rates, so you can pay $5 to do the yoga. So if you ever want to join me there, that's Ocean Beach Yoga SF. There's an Ocean Beach Yoga in San Diego, which is not the same yoga. I get that question a lot. So there's an SF after it, and then you can just sign up for classes online. Maybe Ni Cheng, I think you know the info. You could put it in the chat if people want to do that. And if you want to reach me or ask me questions about yoga or coaching, feel free to reach out. I'm going to get started. And so if you can find a comfortable spot on your mat. And I learned last week from Mick Krasner, and I like to just draw on experience. He mentions that we often don't find a comfortable spot. And until we're given permission to find a comfortable spot, we are often sitting uncomfortably. And you notice when you take that pause and are present that you can find comfort. So since he said that, I've actually been trying to notice at the very first moment that I'm not comfortable. And get comfortable and adjust. So take this moment to find a comfortable seat. Purposefully take in a big deep breath and a big out breath. If you have a blanket or a block or something to get your hips above your knees, it's a more comfortable seat and allows your spine to lengthen and reach towards the sky, especially if you have tight hamstrings. It's not necessary, but maybe more comfortable. Lengthen your spine up towards the sky and reach the crown of your head tall, the sunny sky above. Notice how your hips, sit bones ground into the earth. Notice the firmness below you. Flip your palms up towards the sky in an open, receptive position. Deepen your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. So today I wanted us to focus on letting go. This was inspired by the thread in the Facebook post, which was inspired by something by the minimalist talk. But I've been really struck by how we are all so much alike in our humanness and challenges and things that we'd like to let go. And I have personally been able to use yoga and the breath to let some of that go, realizing that it's not easy to let these things go that we've carried with us for a long time. But the gift and the freedom that comes when you start to let go. And just as yoga is a practice, letting go is a practice. So you don't have to let go of it all. You can just loosen the balloon string, let it go a little bit outside of you. So I'd like to offer this morning a chance to think about some of those things that you would really like to let go. And use your breath, and use the movement, and use the stretches to let go of the things that are stuck, the things that are weighing you down, the things that feel heavy. I'm going to read a blog post that I actually wrote about letting go. Often we think that holding on makes us strong. Often it is letting go that allows our most radiant and empowered self to emerge. What can you let go of? What stories do you tell yourself that don't serve you? What beliefs do you have about yourself that are holding you back? What sadness, resentment, anger, tension do you carry around with you each day? Who would you be without these stories and beliefs and thoughts and feelings? If you want to fly in the sky, you need to leave the earth. If you want to move forward, you need to let go of the past that drives you down. In yoga, we use the breath, the movement, and our mind as tools to let things go. We choose to find and discover calm, lightness, and peace. So I invite you to bring your hands to heart center. Press your palms together. Elbows out wide. Take in a big, deep breath through your nose. And a huge clearing out breath. Breathe in the positivity, oxygen, and breathe out the tension, the resentment. One more big, deep, intentional, purposeful breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a moment to connect with what your intention, what's your wish? What do you wish you could let go? What would lighten your load? And with that, bring your hands back down to your thighs. Slowly open your eyes and allow the light to come in. with a soft gaze. Just allow yourself to sit and be. Notice how you feel. And inhale, both arms up towards the sky, palms face together, fingertips reach skyward. Notice the lengthening on the side body. Inhale, lift those fingers up a little bit more. And then exhale, drop your shoulders, let go of that tension. Inhale, reach your fingertips up tall. And exhale, drop your shoulders. Bring your right hand to your right hip on the floor. Reach your left fingertips over towards the right side. Gently press the left hip into the earth and stretch those left fingertips over towards the crease between the ceiling and the wall. Press your right hand into the earth. Allow the side body to open. Use the breath. Nourish and then let go of anything that's stuck or trapped in there. Breathe in deeply and let it go. Inhale, both fingertips reach back up towards the sky in the center, and then drop your left hand to the floor on the left side. Reach your right fingertips over towards the left. Ground your right hip into the earth. Breathe into the right side body and let things go and exhale. Deep breath in and let things go. Inhale your fingertips up towards the sky once again. Clasp your fingers together and flip your palms up towards the sky and shimmy upward. Ground your hips into the earth once again and stretch long and tall. Inhale. And on the exhale, with your fingers lifting straight up towards the sky, twist towards the right. Use your core, but bring out the middle. Breathe in into the twist. And exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale, come back to center. Breathe out. Take a deep inhale. And then twist towards the left, right around your central axis. Notice the strength that's taking in your core and any resistance you may have towards that. Inhale, reach tall. And exhale, twist a little more towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale. Inhale once again. And on the exhale, round your spine, suck in your navel, come into a seated cat. Notice the opening in the back of your shoulders. Exhale, arch your spine, reach up tall. Begin the movement and just notice. Exhale, round your spine, suck your navel in to cat. Inhale, reach your fingertips tall. One more here. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your belly in. Inhale, arch upward towards the sky. And then you can unclasp your hands, lower them down, and just shake them out. Notice all that tingling and what you may be releasing with that. Use it to just let the grip loosen and things move through you. If you're sitting on something, feel free to move it out of the way. And we're going to uncross our legs. Bring your feet together. So soles of your feet together, knees apart, coming into butterfly pose. You're going to rock side to side on your hips. Tilt your pelvis forward a little bit and lengthen your spine up towards the sky. If you need to, just move your feet farther in front of you. Whatever is comfortable for you. There's no better position here. The most important thing is that your spine is straight and reaching towards the sky and your pelvis is tipped forward slightly. Take your hands and you can grab your shins or your arches if that's comfortable. Again, rock side to side, get right up on the top of the sit bones, and then allow yourself to fold forward. Head drops, back rounds. Close your eyes for a moment. Look inward and just see what's there. Slowly rise back up to a seat. And we'll come to meet on our hands and knees. So your hands will be directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Tabletop position. All 5 fingers spread wide on each hand. Press your knuckles into the floor, your palms into the floor. Your back is straight and your neck is in line with your head. Take a moment to find just that right spot. Breathe in and breathe out. Turn your fingers towards the outer edge of your mat. So your palms will be towards the center, and just rock a moment side to side. And then turn your fingers all the way around to face your knees. You'll notice a nice stretch and release in the forearms. You can rock back and forth a tiny bit. Notice the sensations and the release. For those of you doing a lot of telehealth and computer work, this is an amazing way to nourish that part of your body. So breathe into it. And then let go any tightness, tension. Take an extra moment just to notice how good it feels. Turn your fingers back towards the front of the mat. Stretch your right leg long behind you. Sole of your foot reaches towards the back wall. Inhale that foot up about 6 inches, still below your hip. Square your hips, even them out so your hips are straight and level to the floor. On the next inhale, raise your left hand so you're reaching from one end of the mat towards the other. Fingertips long, heel presses back. Pause and connect with your navel, your belly button, your center, and focus your attention. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring your knee to elbow underneath you. And then inhale, lengthen long, stretch long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen long. Last one here. Notice any shakes, it's fine. It's all a practice. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen long. And then lower your hand and your knee towards the earth. Rock side to side on your hips. Find your center, your balance, your stability. Then stretch your left foot long behind you. Inhale, lift it up about 6 inches, still below your hips. Even your hips so they're square, flat, and level with the floor. If you wish, reach your right fingertips long. So left heel presses back, right fingertips lengthen, reaching long. Breathe here. Focus on your center and your balance. On the next exhale, bring your right elbow to your left knee underneath you. Inhale, reach long, let it go. Exhale, squeeze tight, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen long. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen long. Bring your hand and your knee back towards the floor. Even yourself out. Rock your hands a handprint forward and curl your toes. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Come into downward dog. Pedal your feet out, walk the dog, as we say. Press your hands fully into the earth. All 10 knuckles press down, palm presses into the earth, all 10 fingertips, finger pads connect with the earth. Notice how it feels. Bend your knees generously, lift up on your tiptoes, and then reach your hips skyward. Way up on your tiptoes. Hips are the apex, and then slowly lower your heels down. We'll do that one more time. Bend your knees so your shins are almost parallel to the floor. Press into your hands, and then straight your legs, reach your hips skyward, up on the tiptoes, and then slowly lower your heels down. Breathe in and breathe out. From here, bend your knees, bring them down to the floor. You'll bring your knees apart, toes together. Allow your hips to sink backward, come into child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward towards the front of the mat and lower your forehead to the floor. Ground your third eye into the earth. And allow yourself this moment, this gift of time, to go inward. Notice what's happening. If it's uncomfortable, and we're going to talk a bit about this tomorrow, for some people, the mindfulness and just allowing brings up things. Just focus on grounding your third eye or your forehead into the earth, reaching your fingertips long in front of you, and allowing your hips to sink down towards the ground. If you focus on the physical sensations, that allows your mind's chatter to slow down and stop as well. So take in 3 more big, deep breaths here. Notice again what you may want to let go of. What is holding you back? What is causing you heaviness? What might you be resisting? Just gently allow it to loosen within you. When you're ready, we'll press back up and meet in downward dog. Hips reach skyward once again. From here, lift your right foot up. Heel presses towards the back wall. Take a moment, square your hips to the mat so you're even. Hands, you're pressing equally into both hands, and hips are square. On the next exhale, bring your knee between your hands gently. Drop your back knee. Come into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Your hands can be on either side of your foot to start while you get your balance. Ground your front foot into the earth, back shin into the earth, top of the foot into the earth. Crawl your hands up your knee. Use your belly, and your head is last to rise. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Bring your hands to your hips to start. Wiggle that front foot forward a tiny bit. Make sure that your ankle is definitely in front of your knee so you don't get hurt. Tack your right hip back and your left hip forward. Breathe here. And if you wish, you can raise both arms up towards the sky. That will release the left groin area a bit more. Inhale, reach your fingertips long, and exhale, sink in a little bit more. Inhale, reach those fingertips long, and exhale, sink your hips down a tiny bit more. Just pause and notice the feeling. Again, you can have your hands on your hip or reaching towards the sky, whatever is more comfortable for you. We carry a lot of tension and emotion in the hips, and so just connect with that. Tack the right hip back, left hip pushes forward energetically. Breathe into it. Last breath here. Bring both hands down to the floor. This time, bring your right hand on the inside of your right foot, and you're going to walk your foot towards the outer edge of your mat. I like to stay up on my fists for this. You can also bring your palms flat to the earth, whatever's more comfortable for you. Inch your back knee back about an inch. Press your shin into the floor of the back foot. And then allow your right knee and your right foot to just roll open a little bit if that's comfortable for you. This is called lizard pose. Bring your right hand to your right knee so all your weight is in your left hand. And look over your right shoulder. Notice the deep stretch and the deep release, and just breathe into it. Don't overdo it. If you don't want to look over your right shoulder, there's no need. You can keep both hands on the floor. Be gentle with yourself. In yoga, we call it ahimsa, which means do no harm. One more breath here. Bring your right hand back to the floor and put both palms back on the floor. Curl your back toes and step your right foot back, or you can bend your left knee and just walk back. We'll meet in plank, which is top of the push-up. You'll even everything out. Come back to center, find your grounding. Ground into those back toes, ground into your 5 fingers and your palms. Plank, top of the push-up. Just pause here. Find your strength. And then press your hips back up into downward dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet, allowing yourself to rest in a forward fold. You may want to walk your feet out a little bit wider, widen your stance, as we say. Grab both elbows and allow your head to just drop. Notice the release in the back of the legs. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Breathe in and a big, huge, deep breath out. One more deep breath in here. And a huge breath out. You can unclasp your elbows, engage your belly, and slowly roll up to stand, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your head is going to be the last to rise. Inhale, lift those shoulders up, scrunch them up towards your ears. Allow them to go towards the back of your mat, and then drop your shoulders down. Open your palms towards the front of your mat. Tadasana, or mountain pose. In this pose, you're strong, connected to the ground. It's a very active pose. Ground all 4 corners of your feet into the earth by lifting up all 10 toes and lower them down. Tighten your thighs, tuck your pelvis a tiny bit. Lift your heart, open your chest. Drop your shoulders with intention. Palms open to the sky and crown of your head reaching tall. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Bring your palms together and bring them down in front of your heart. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Press your palms together. Notice your finger pads touching. Elbows out wide. Lift up onto your tiptoes and balance here a moment. If you can, try closing your eyes. See if you can stay balanced. See what happens. And then slowly lower back down. Inhale your arms back up towards the sky, palms together, and fold forward towards the earth. Forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of your head reaches towards the front of the mat. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Walk your hands forward, coming into downward dog once again. Lift your left leg towards the sky. Press the heel into the back wall. Even out your hands. Equal weight into both hands. And then gently bring your foot in between your hands. Come into Anjaneyasana on this side. Back knee comes down to the ground. Inch your front toes forward so your knee is behind your ankle. Protects the knee. Slowly use your belly and your muscles to rise your upper body up. Hips, hands to hips. Tack your left hip back, right hip energetically forward. Spine tall and long, reaching towards the sky. If you wish, inhale your arms up towards the sky. Notice the deep stretch in the right groin area. Allow it. Use the breath to let the tension go. And with the tension, what else can you let go? What else is the tightness? What are you holding on to that's holding you back? Can you loosen your grip on it? Just like you're allowing your muscles here to loosen their grip. Breathe into it and let it go. Bring both hands back towards the earth on the inside of the left foot and walk your left foot out to the outer edge of the mat. Scoot your back knee back about an inch if it's comfortable for you. I like to come up onto my fists here and roll the left knee open towards the left side. You can roll your foot onto the outer edge if you wish. And for those of you that wish, bring your left hand to your left knee and look over your left shoulder. Notice the sensations and decide what you'd like to let go. Notice the emotion held there and use it. Use it for you. Two more breaths here. Bring your left hand back to the floor, right palm flat to the floor. You're going to bring that left foot back around. Come to hands and knees and then lift up into plank pose, top of the push-up. Adjust and find your spot here. Even out. Strong core. Tip forward on your tiptoes towards the front of the mat. You're going to bend your elbows and lower down chaturanga to the earth. If you want to bend your knees, you can do that also. And come to lie flat on your belly, forehead touching the earth. Your hands will be directly under your shoulders. Palms flat. Ground the tops of your feet into the earth and your hip bones into the earth. And on the inhale, slowly lift your head and upper body up into low cobra, just gentle. Pause here for a breath. And then on the exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale for cobra. And exhale, drop down. Lift up your hands and clasp them behind your sacrum. Clasp your fingers together and press them towards your toes. Shoulders will lift up off the mat. Ground your hip bones into the earth. Charge your thighs. And on the inhale, lift your head and your feet up into locust pose. Breathe in here and breathe out. Keep your head in line with your spine. Neck is long and straight. Press those fingertips towards your toes. And then slowly lower back down to the earth, undo the clasp, and just allow your head to rest on the floor. You can turn your head to whatever side is most comfortable. Bring your forehead back to center. Bend your knees and bring your feet towards your buttocks. If you can, reach your hands back towards your feet. If you can't, you can just stay right there with your feet facing, soles of the feet facing towards the sky. Otherwise, go ahead and grab the tops of your feet. And on the inhale, we'll lift up into Dhanurasana or bow pose. Hips ground into the earth. You can rock a little, play with it, have fun with it if you wish. Press your feet into your hands, the tops of your feet into your hands. Use the breath here. And then slowly lower everything towards the earth. Let everything go. And bring your head back to the floor. And turn your head to your not favorite side this time, not the automatic side. And just notice how that feels. Notice everything that's touching the earth. How does that feel? Bring your forehead back to the floor, back to center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press your hips back, and we'll come once again into child's pose. So knees apart, toes together. Sink your hips back towards the floor. Walk your fingertips long in front of you. Forehead towards the earth once again. 3 deep breaths here. Breathe into the shoulders. Last one. Then lift your hips up, press into your hands, press back up into downward dog. Raise your right foot up towards the sky. Press the sole of your foot towards the back of your mat or towards the back wall. And then bring your foot gently in between your hand. We're going to come to Warrior One. Warrior One is a little bit wider than Warrior Two. And you're going to have a nice runway in between your feet. Your back foot is aimed at about 10 o'clock in front of you. Your front foot is parallel to the mat, facing directly forward. And you'll inhale. Rise up, your arms will reach towards the sky, bend that front knee. And I'll just show it on the screen for those of you who are not familiar with it. Your hips will square towards the front of the mat. Breathe into it. And breathe out. Warrior One. You should notice a nice calf stretch. From here, bring your right arm under your left and come into eagle arms here. So you'll grab your thumbs, your elbows will be wrapped around one another. Elbows should be close to shoulder height. Inhale and lift up. And then exhale, allow your head to drop and your back to open and just fall forward. Notice a deep stretch in the back of your back of your shoulders, between the scapula. Breathe into it and then loosen it with the breath. One more deep breath here. Inhale, come back up to center. Unclasp your hands, just shake them out. Bring your hands behind you at your sacrum once again. Extend them towards the floor, chest opens. Puffs out towards the front of your mat, still in Warrior One feet. Notice if your feet are wiggling or getting tired. You can stay here, or if you wish, fold forward, come into humble warrior. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Head and chest come to the inside of the right knee. And you allow your head to just drop towards the earth. Let your neck go so you don't strain it. This is a difficult position, so if anybody is not comfortable, just stay up, heart open, hands extend towards the floor. Making space behind the heart. Breathe in here and breathe out. For those of you in humble warrior, slowly rise back up. Press your hands back towards the earth, chest open. And then just unclasp your hands. Lower your hands towards the earth on either side of your front foot. Step your back foot forward about a footprint. Widen your stance a little bit. We're going to come into something called pyramid pose. So both legs are straight as you can get them. And you're folded forward over that front leg. It's a deep hamstring stretch. If you have blocks or books, you can use that. If you have a table or a bed, you can stay upright to lean on, whatever works for you. Or if you're flexible, you can drop your hands to the floor. Lift up on your back, lift your back heel up, tip forward a little bit. Lower down towards the floor. Lift your front toes up a little bit and lower towards the floor. Tack the right hip back and the left hip forward. Notice what happens. And then take a huge deep breath in and fold forward over that right leg. Allow your head to drop. And just notice. Notice anything that feels stuck, full of tension, anything. And just breathe into it and loosen it. Deep breath in and let it go. One more deep breath here. And then step your back foot forward, coming into a forward fold once again. You can clasp your elbows, allow your head to drop. Knees can be bent. Head hangs. Slowly allow yourself to rise back up to stand. Head will be the last to rise. Inhale your shoulders up towards your ears, back towards the back of the mat, and then exhale, let everything go. Tadasana, palms open towards the front. Breathe in deeply and let it go. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Once again, palms together. We'll fold forward towards the earth. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight. Exhale, forward fold. Palms down towards the earth. Step back to plank, top of the push-up. Once again, we've been here before. Find your power, find your strength. Ground your palms and your toes into the floor. Connect with your belly button, your personal center, wherever it might be. Draw your attention there. Focus for a moment just on that. Press your hips back and up into downward dog. Breathe here, breathe in, and breathe out. Lift your left leg up towards the sky. Bring it gently between your hands. Come into warrior one on this side. Again, wider stance, a runway between your feet. Front foot is parallel to the mat. Back foot is pointing to about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Once your arms are up, inhale, reach tall and long, and exhale, bend the front knee, sink forward a little bit. Make sure your front knee is not extending beyond your ankle. Notice the stretch in the calf. Inhale, reach tall, and exhale, lower down. Tag your left hip back, right hip forward. Bring your left arm underneath your right arm. Clasp them together, grab your thumbs, elbows shoulder height, eagle pose on this side. Inhale, lift up an inch, and then exhale, round, drop your head, fold, bow forward. Breathe into it. 2 breaths here. Last one. Slowly rise back up. Then clasp your elbows. Bring your hands together behind your sacrum. Press your hands towards the earth. Puff your chest open, heart light. Breathe in here and let it go. For those of you who wish, on the next exhale, fold forward into humble warrior. Head drops to the inside of your left knee. Hands reach forward, fall forward towards the front of the mat. For anyone that wishes, just stay upright, heart open, hands pressed towards the earth. Whatever is most comfortable for you. Neither is better. There's no there, as we say. Slowly rise back upright. Unclasp your hands and bring your hands towards the earth on either side of your foot. Step your back foot forward a footprint. A little wider stance, both toes now parallel to the mat, facing front. Knees straight, pyramid pose. Again, you can use blocks, books, a table, a chair, a bed, or if you wish, fold all the way forward, hands to the floor, hands to your shin, and allow your head to drop and release. Tip forward onto your back toes, lift your heel up and lower. Lift your front toes up, tip backwards a bit and lower. Square your hips, right hip forward, left hip back. Notice the sensations. Deep breath in. And exhale, fold forward over that left leg, drop your head. Pause in it. Allow the release. Let go. Three deep breaths here. One more. Bring your back foot forward to meet your front foot. Bend your knees generously. Engage your belly, drop your head, and then allow yourself to unroll, reaching upward. Head is the last to rise. Come to stand. Shoulders reach up towards the sky, towards the back of the mat, and drop them down, palms open. Final mountain pose. Ground your feet into the earth. Connect with that stability, that certainty of your solid ground. And then come down to the floor. We're going to meet lying down. Stretch out long from one end of the mat to the other. Notice what's touching the floor. Palms open towards the sky, gently at the side of your hips, about 6 inches away from your waist. And see if you can just connect and be present with where you are in this moment. Have you been able to loosen or let go of anything? And I'm going to share with you all, and I have no idea if you can hear this, but in my house, many of my children are being extremely noisy right now. And so I'm focusing my attention on trying to let that go. And I share that with this idea that this happens to all of us all the time. And so rather than trying to be irritated or resentful, with each breath, I'm just breathing in. And as I say when I'm doing my parenting coaching, of course, that's what they're choosing to do right now. So breathe into it. And let go of whatever irritation, resentment, frustrations you might have consciously. Bring your knees into your chest, grab them with your hands. Give yourself a nice big hug, lift your head up, and then lower it towards the floor. Bring your left foot down towards the earth. Bring your right ankle to your left knee. We're going to come into figure 4, for those of you that know that. You will, so your right ankle is over your left knee. You're going to take your hands and grab your left thigh, pick that left foot up, pull the thigh in towards you. You can take your right elbow and press it into the right knee if you wish. You can take your hands and grab your left shin if you're more flexible and bring that in. Be sure to keep your right foot flexed to protect your knee. Notice the opening in the right hip, the outer right hip. Breathe into it. Take your hands behind your right thigh and reach your left foot, behind your left thigh, reach your left heel up towards the sky, flex your toe, and then point it, and flex it, and point it. And then bend that knee once again. And from here, we're gonna twist over towards the left side. So unclasp your hands from behind your thigh, reach them up over your head in a loose cactus shape, and then allow the sole of your right foot to just fall gently to the floor on the left side. The outer edge of your left leg will also touch the floor, and you'll notice a beautiful stretch in the right side body, right hip area, all the way down the upper thigh. Breathe in and release. If you need to uncross your knees and just stack them, you can also do that if it's hard on your knees, whatever is comfortable for you. 2 more breaths here. Slowly come back to center. Uncross your knees. Press both feet into the floor. Bring your hands back by your sides. Press your forearms into the floor, palms into the floor. Press your feet into the earth. Lift both hips up towards the sky. Come into bridge pose. Hips reach skyward. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you. You can clasp your hands if you wish. You can grab the outer edges of your mat and tug your mat forward towards your heels. Or you can just press your palms and forearms into the earth, whatever is more comfortable for you. Hips reach skyward. Feet press into the earth. Shoulders shimmy and chest opens. Heart is light. Allowing your heart room to let go, to beat freely. Not be constricted or constrained. Slowly untuck your shoulders and lower your hips down, vertebrae by vertebrae, releasing everything. Pause and notice for a moment how you feel. Bring your left ankle to your right knee. Hands behind your right thigh. Bring your knee in towards you. Flex that left foot. I like to flex both feet here. And pull your right thigh in towards you. Notice a beautiful stretch in the outer edge of the left hip. You can press your left elbow into your left knee to intensify if you wish. You can also grab your right shin if you're more flexible. Whatever's comfortable for you. Bring your hands behind your right thigh, straight your right leg, heel presses towards the sky. Point your toe and flex your toe. Point your toe and flex your toe. Bend your knee to 90 degrees. Unclasp your hands from behind the back of the thigh. Allow them to fall gently in a loose cactus shape above your head if that's comfortable. You can also splay them out wide like a T if you have room or you wish. And then slowly lower your left sole of your left foot towards the earth. Twist towards the right side. Outer edge of the right thigh comes to touch the floor. Twist. Breathe into the stretch, the sensations on the left side body, all the way into the hip, to the upper leg. Notice and release. Things come up, just focus on the sensation itself. And if it's too uncomfortable, change it. Stack your hips, come back to center, and just rest. Last breath here. Bring your knees back up to center, right sole of the foot to the floor. Uncross your legs. Bring both feet back to the earth. Bring your hands back towards your sides. Press your palms and forearms once again into the earth. Press your feet into the earth and lift your hips up one last time towards the sky. Reach your hips skyward, feet and hands press into the ground. One deep breath here. Nourish the back of the heart space. And let go anything that's stuck there. Slowly lower your hips back towards the earth. And tuck your shoulders. Straighten your legs. And allow your feet to fall towards the outer edge of your mat. Allow your palms to open about 6 inches to the side of your waist. Relax your shoulders. Coming into Shavasana, or final resting pose. Take a moment to really get comfortable. Notice what is comfortable for you. If you need to put a pillow under your knees, if you need to keep your knees bent, give yourself the grace and compassion. Whatever works for you is exactly what is needed. We're not used to working in healthcare and noticing what we need. And yoga is a chance to connect with what you need as a human, to care for yourself and nourish yourself so you can nourish others. So allow yourself to sink in here. Truly let the earth hold you. Let your body breathe for itself. Let go of any tensions or any stress. Let go of the frustrations. Let go of any judgments. Let go of any idea that you should be doing anything else, or that anyone in your life should be doing anything else at this moment. Just allow yourself to be a moment of acceptance and enjoy it. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Allow the consciousness to come back into your body. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms long above you and stretch your toes long in front of you. Take in a big deep breath. And let everything go. Bend your knees and roll over towards your favorite side in the fetal position. You can use your arm as a pillow if you wish. And pause once again. Thank yourself for taking the time for you this morning to come to yoga. Notice how you feel different than when you started. Are you a little bit looser, a little bit lighter? When you let go of what you are, you can become what you might be. If you want to fly in the sky, you need to leave the earth. If you want to move forward, you need to let go of the past that is dragging you down. Slowly press into your hands and come up to a seat, whatever is comfortable for you. Reconnect your hips with the earth. Lengthen your spine towards the sky. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your hands back to heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum, elbows out wide. One final moment to connect with your wish for this week, your wish for today. Who would you like to be? What would you like to let go of? Who could you become if you let it go? Take in a big, deep, clearing breath and a huge out breath. We'll take in a big, deep breath for Om if you wish to join. Breathe in. Om. Thank you all for joining me this morning. The light in me shines and reflects the light in each and every one of you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thanks again for coming, everyone.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.